Efna, which is incredible read from him, and therefore bans out the Oliver. There are now 3 fire units inside the Zezas, and he still bans out the Efna. Wow.
And no speed lead, so it's looking like maybe Big V is going to have a little bit more flexibility at the start of the game here with Dark Megami taking turn 1.
Yeah, we'll see how he can follow this up, but we already see the vertical counter pop up. And I believe Megumi does reduce attack bar by 40%. So, like, oh, I missed on the Okeanos. So Okeanos is going to be cutting in here, as well as the Water Monkeys, since it was moving next. So I guess Dark Megumi does somewhat counter Vertical, since he pushed back just as much as Vertical gives. But once again, yeah, we don't see much follow-up on the side of Big B.
That's the whole thing, right? Yeah, it was lacking the damage, because you expect AoE defense break, you're expecting something big to follow up, to really take down the enemy. But instead, it almost feels like Big V is just taking the time to capitalize. Now, with that said, this extra turn does mean that we get to see a wild blow, potentially on Asher. It could do a lot of damage.
Yeah, going on the Asher, oh my goodness. Is the Fire Twin going to have enough damage to take it out? This would be huge 25. If he gets this out here.
25k! That was a great... He made great use of that proc in the skill. Oh, wow! He's rounding up! He found a way to round up!
Wow. Yeah, I guess you can have follow-up like that. Just one and proc on both units, and that is as a dead Asher. Wow,
yeah, I guess...
That's just so fortunate for Big V, but what an opener he had. You know, we were doubting him, but he knew he was going to violent proc on 2 units. And I mean, I don't really know how Zezas comes back from here. Maybe he does with immunities wearing off here.
Yeah, I suppose when you've got so many units ruined on violent, the odds are in your favor that one of them is probably going to proc. So I suppose I see the vision. Now, especially now that we've seen the best case scenario. Shiho is going to do his very, very best to try to turn this game around for Zezas, but we'll see how good he's actually going to be at doing that.
Yeah, Vertical too is going to be providing a lot of turns for Zezas here, but ultimately we are at a 2v4 situation, and the whole Big V's team is very healthy too. So this is a very uphill battle for Zezas to win here.
Yeah, that's the problem. Now, and you know, there's a give and take here too on display, right? Because you know, at the same time, Bird is feeding the monkey more turns, but does he always want them? Not when he's got 2 turns of invincibility, maybe. Like sometimes maybe you'd rather just kind of hang out for a second with it. Oh, ignoring the invincibility is so brutal.
Yeah, it's super nice coming out of that Fire Twin. I was a bit surprised to see that Big B didn't set up that defense break on the Vertical and then capitalize on that damage there. Instead went for the skill 2 on the Water Monkey and well, missed it ultimately too. That Monkey might be able to cut in here and get more invincibility for it. So, oh, it doesn't. Fire Twins moves, and yeah, that's going to be game over.
That's it. Yeah, we were just waiting to see if that attack bar was shining. Not a ban too.
Yeah, just like instantly banned from Zezas almost, and I guess, you know, fear of the unknown here potentially, like don't really know what that thing does. It does a lot of damage, I guess, can't be stunned, and I just better not deal with it. And, you know, Zezas is also bringing his very trusted Shao, which I guess serves a pretty similar role here, but they both take the bans.
I'm excited to see the Water Gojo in his first game this time. Like you pointed out, he had quite the showing at the Summit. I think there was only 1 set where he didn't get picked. Every other set in the Summit he was picked, which is crazy.
Yeah, it was a very, very popular, and yeah, we haven't seen him in SWC yet, but this, you know, I guess the matchup is also from, you know, a few months ago with this segment too. We've seen her a couple times here today, but definitely not as popular as she once used to be.
And now he's debating on that setup, because that's the problematic part about the Gojo. The Gojo can just go with the skill 2, steal the immunity that you're putting on, and now you're just left frustrated.
Yeah, but Josephine getting that nice provoke there after removing the will runes too, but unfortunately doesn't get stunned by the Gojo's skill 1 there. Would have definitely liked that shield, because this segment is looking very low, but Chandra does have that defense to maybe keep the segment in the game a bit longer.
And no proc coming from that thing. That Okeanos is in a really fragile position. Pater's going to clean it up. Uh-oh, Big V taking that early takedown means that he is feeling pretty good right about now.
He definitely is. His team is still looking quite healthy aside from that segment here, and Josephine is definitely going to be very annoying for Zezas to deal with. None of his CC can really stick here, especially with that pattern there too.
Josephine keeps procking into like the retry. She'll miss the stun. She'll get to go again. Double revenge from Shadra Josephine together. It's brutal. The Gojo is spending most of the game just sitting there, and now he's got the dots on segment that are going to confirm the kill next turn.
Yeah, the pattern does still have skill 3 available, so a quick defense segment, maybe giving it one more turn here. But yeah, that's also super unfortunate from Zezas. You know, going for that stun, only stunning the pattern, which is obviously going to self-cleanse, and in doing so, he literally just gives Big V's team a shield here. So like these stuns are, they're only just hurting Zezas at this point.
Oh, and now, so you can clean up the kill, and you can also take the immunity with the Gojo. I think he's got skill 2 up, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this Gojo has yet to move this turn, so Zezas noticing that, knowing that he has skill 2 available, doesn't need to confirm to kill the Juno. Very well played there, and still has a chance in this for sure.
Yeah, that was really good, because if he had gone with what I had laid out, he would have missed some damage there. So that was really well played. Shows that he's still calm, even though it's like by some measure he was behind at the start of this game, but Zezas is not losing his cool.
Definitely not, yeah, he's still staying locked in here for sure. You know, Brazil is on the line, he definitely wants to be there for the home crowd. And yeah, now Patter with this big skill too, probably going to be taken out. Oh, okay, opting to stay in the dragon form. Is this a dragon now? Whatever form that provides the heals on the passive, you know?
Nessie. Yeah. There's also no more defense break on the side of Big V too, so we're going to start seeing his damage output kind of slow down from here on out. Like, you know, of course we're going to get the lump sum of damage from the Wild Blow from the Druid when he eventually transforms back, but this is about as much damage as he's outputting, so Zezas has a moment here to kind of be impactful.
He does, and now Joseph passive just activated with Patter in the beast form, I suppose. Yeah, Juno goes to that skill too. Unfortunately, not receiving any stuns, so not getting much value there.
Oh, and now you can provoke the Gojo. Then he skill 1s, stuns, activates passive. Look at this, it's just like clockwork.
Yeah, Josephine is proving to be such an annoying monster for Zezas to deal with here. And that Gojo is going to be dropping, and I believe Big V is going to be taking a 2-0 lead here.
Wow, dude. Big V showing that he's just as tough as ever.
Yeah, he has definitely, you know, improved from last year. You know, after I defeated him in the first round of the preliminaries, he does not want to be put in that lower bracket, and he's doing his absolute best here. With all these violent procs to go in his favor, he's going to be taking this game 2 away from Zezas here.
Yeah, dude, it's traumatic what you did to him last year. He doesn't want that happening. Look at this. Big V, 2-0 lead. Right now, we still
like noticing those little intricacies and interactions in the turn orders and giving debuffs or when to use them and when to not. So yeah, Big V follows that advice and does ban out the Juno here, and you know, no surprise his last pick of Bella Jewel is getting banned out.
Yeah, well said. They should be able to kind of like look around, make sure they don't accidentally trigger the Aya, but unfortunately some of these things are kind of unavoidable. Like you could just incidentally land a slow from the Wind Twin Angels when you go to strip or something like that. So we'll see how impactful the Aya is coming into what is potentially the last game in this semifinals matchup between Big V and Zezas. Big V has the potential here to get a 3-0 against one of our Brazilian representatives, denying him an early win and sending him into the future.
Yeah, that is definitely a big possibility here, but now going for that AoE and actually missing on the Aya. That is just so sad to see. And furthermore, there's also big shields on the side of Big V, right? And those shields do soak up the damage on the Aya, and Aya does always damage herself, and you know, you activate that passive. So without any, I guess there's that short heal, but with limited heals on the side of Zezas, that Aya, like most of the damage, it might go down before it can do enough damage to Big V's team.
Yep, and now, so everybody's pretty much stunned. He's comfortable where Aya's at. Not a great proc, if we're being totally honest, because you don't really want to do the stun. He might be considering it here just to go for the damage. I think it's a little greedy to do that, to be honest. He opted for the safe play. Yeah,
definitely not a favorable violent proc there. You know, you move out of your speed buff. You kind of want that speed buff for the skill 3 to do that. Get that extra damage from those additional damage by speed artifacts. Either way, where, you know, Big V is in a very commanding position here. I just don't see Aya solo like this. Like, Sokiano's skill 3 is basically going to delete 2 units from the field. Oh my god, he's able to use it again!
Dude, and if you're Zezas right now, like that would make me just roll my eyes right now. Like, of course you landed on everybody but Aya.
Yeah, well, I guess Big V, you know, maybe feeling a bit bad, just decides to use that skill 3 anyways, or maybe feeling like the game is over, which it does quite seem to be the case. And, you know, I guess those stuns ultimately didn't matter since Okeanos would have patched that up either way. But, yeah, Big V, you know, getting a bit lucky in the first game, but since then, you know, very clean traffic and still quite fortunate RNG.
Dude, you know, seriously, how unlucky can you get with specifically things related to Aya? All the provokes went on just the Water Twins?
Yeah, like, what is that, too? Like, you really want to be broke this Josephine. I don't think I've ever seen that either, actually. All the hits does it have, like, 5, 4?
It has 4 hits,
unit.
and,
wow.
like, yeah. It's so different from the previous time Aya was picked in this tournament, because that was like an Aya showcase. This is the exact opposite.
Yeah, this really shows why Aya shouldn't be picked, but...
Yeah, look at that.